Me when I'm a fuck ass slasher.
All right, have fun.
Wait, say that again.
Wait. Say that again. Have fun.
No med kit in the factory place.
Okay,
Factory, man.
bitch.
There's no med kit in the factory, man.
Oh, wait. Say that again.